Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. Today I am going to talk to you about my favorite novellas at this point in time. I personally love novellas. I love getting a little bit more of the story, or getting backstory, or getting perspective from another character for a part in the book that is from a different character's point of view. I love all of the novellas. Give me some novellas and I am a happy girl. Pretty much all the novellas on this list are all of the novellas I've read up until this point because I haven't read a novella that I haven't liked. So I'm going to be talking about bind-ups that I love, individual novellas I love, just novellas as a whole. Let's get started. The first novella collection I want to talk about, you guessed it, The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is my all-time favorite novella collection thus far in my life. I love it so much. This is 5 novellas that take place before Throne of Glass. It gives you a lot of Selena backstory and kind of leads you through a couple stories that lead up until the beginning of Throne of Glass. You see how she happens to be in the Endovier salt mines at the beginning of that story. I definitely wouldn't recommend reading this before you read Throne of Glass because there will be some spoilery things in there. So read Throne of Glass, then read this. Or even read Throne of Glass, read Crown of Midnight, then read this. So this is 5 novellas. It reads like a whole book. There's not that much of a time gap between the different novellas. It's just really great, and I would highly recommend reading The Assassin's Blade. If you haven't yet and you've read the Throne of Glass series, please read The Assassin's Blade. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Not to mention it's beautiful. Beauty. Read it. The second novella collection I want to talk to you about is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is a newer novella collection, but I really enjoyed it as a whole. Though I enjoyed most of the stories, I didn't love all of them, with the exception of like 2 of them, especially the last one, which is a novella that takes place after winter, and it is fantastic and makes buying this entire novella collection worth it. It's also really nice because you get a lot of backstory on the characters that you see in winter. You kind of get to know them a little bit better. So if you love the Lunar Chronicles, definitely check this out. Next up, we've got 4, A Divergent Collection by Veronica Roth. I only recently read this novella collection, and I am extremely far removed from the Divergent trilogy, and I feel like the further away I get from that trilogy, the less I really like it looking back. So I was a little bit worried going into this novella collection. I was like, am I gonna like it? Am I not? So I originally got it from the library, and as soon as I read the first story, I was like, nope, this is great. These novellas take place during Divergent, but they are from 4's point of view. They fill in a lot of plot holes that Divergent doesn't really ever fill in, which I really liked seeing. And 4's voice was a lot more fun to read from than his voice in Allegiant was. It didn't sound as much like Triss, or maybe it did and I just don't remember, but I still loved it. If you like Divergent at all, even if you didn't like Allegiant, I would recommend this novella collection. It's good. It's good. Next up, we've got Unite Me by Tahara Mafi. This consists of Fracture Me and Destroy Me, the 2 Shatter Me novellas. One is from Warner's point of view and one is from Adam's point of view. And you find out a lot about these characters in these stories. I don't own the physical book. I'm pretty sure I borrowed it from Jessie whenever I read it, but when I read it, I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it. And the last novella collection that I want to talk about is Tales of Shadowhunter Academy. This physical book is not out yet, but it will be in November, but for right now, I'm just gonna talk about it as a whole. I really liked this novella collection. It was super enjoyable to see Simon's story, and this is another novella collection that read like a full book, even though it was a novella collection. And because it reads like a full story, it's better to read them in order. You can pick and choose, but it's better to read them in order, especially the last one. You gotta read them in order before you read the last one. I also really loved the setup we got for the Dark Artifices and the Last Hours, and also the fact that we got to see some of our favorite characters from the Infernal Devices and from the Mortal Instruments. It was just a melding of a lot of things, and it was really fantastic and really well done. Would definitely recommend Tales from Shadowhunter Academy. Now we're gonna move into some standalone novellas and talk about those. First up, we've got Just One Night by Gayle Forman. This is a novella that takes place after Just One Day and Just One Year. If you've read those books, you know that is extremely frustrating because both of them end at the exact same freaking spot. And you're like, what is the rest of the story? I don't need this vagueness in my life. Just One Night fills that hole. You get to find out what happens, and while I enjoyed it, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as those books. It just didn't feel like it was written in the same voice, but you still get to know what happens and you still get to see those characters again, so it's great. Then we have got Happy Again by Jennifer E. Smith. This is the sequel novella to This Is What Happy Looks Like. Oh my my gosh. It is freaking fantastic, and it does read like a sequel, but for real, I could do with a full sequel. A sequel novella was like not enough to satiate me. I need it. The end of This Is What Happy Looks Like is pretty vague and just kind of leaves things open, so you get to see the characters again, and it's fantastic. Would recommend it. Definitely read This Is What Happy Looks Like first, and then you could read that and love it. And last but not least, I want to talk about some novellas that just came out for one of my favorite books of last year. Renee Ahdieh released some novellas leading up to the release of The Rose and the Dagger, and they're some of my new favorites. They are fantastic. Would recommend them. One is called The Moth and the Flame, and that is the backstory of Jalel and Despina. They are a little couple that happens in The Wrath and the Dawn, and you get a little bit of backstory there. Next, we've got The Crown and the Arrow, and that is the first night that Shahrazad and Khalid meet, but from Khalid's perspective. And I mean, it's Khalid. It can always do with more of him. Let's be real. And the last one that Penguin released early on their website is The Mirror and the Maze, and that takes place after The Wrath and the Dawn, because The Wrath and the Dawn ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Just a little bit. So you find out a little bit more of what happens after The Wrath and the Dawn ends. Even though this one was released on the Penguin website early, it is actually like out in the world where you can get it on Amazon today. And fancy that, so is The Rose and the Dagger, the sequel to The Wrath and the Dawn. Both of those are out today, so please go get it. The Wrath and the Dawn was fantastic, and I just know that The Rose and the Dagger is also going to be fantastic. My heart is ready, but it is also not ready. Just want to end this video saying definitely go snatch that book up because it's gonna be fantastic. I know that I missed a ton of novellas. There are so many novellas for series that I love that I have not read yet just because I haven't gotten around to it. So let me know down below what some of your favorite novellas are, or ones that I didn't mention that you think that I should read, because let's be real, I love novellas and I will read all of them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I hope that you are doing, nope, am I in the middle? I cannot talk. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where